everyone.
Good morning.
And a gloriously hot morning it is. I've known for about a week that I was going to be doing the spiritual thought. And I thought, it's the month of June, it's Father's Day, it's the theme of the masculine, of conscious mind. And I thought, okay, I want to talk about my dad. And then the brick wall came down. What am I going to say? I still don't know. And like I always say when I get up here, God knows what I'm going to say. And that's really true today. But now I have two things I want to talk about. One, my father. My father was an only child of an immigrant who came from what is now the Slovak Republic. Well, he was Slovak anyway. He came over around the turn of the century and met his soon-to-be wife, whose parents also came from that area of the world. And he was a stevedore. He was also an alcoholic. And my grandma was mentally unstable. I have letters and Napa State Institute papers showing all sorts of information about her. And it's sad, it's really sad. But as I grew and understood what his situation was as a child, coming from that experience, it made me understood why he was a perfectionist, why his shop was totally to die for. Everything had a place, and it was there unless he was using it. It was immaculate. His office was the same way. He was in the Navy, so all his skivvies were folded just right and always perfectly aligned and straight, and it was just amazing. But it made him quite rigid. And now I understand that that was the only place in his life where he had any control with parents like he had. And he passed away in 1975. And it was a total shock because he'd been through open heart surgery twice, he'd had 2 valves replaced, he had a pacemaker put in 4 different times before it finally took. But all this that he went through enabled him to watch me graduate from high school and walk me down the aisle. But unfortunately, about 2.5 years before my son was born, he passed. So who knows who my son actually is? Sometimes I wonder. But yeah, I think about him, and when I'm feeling really low, I can really work up a good cry and woe is me about my dad not being here. And it's not about him not being here. It's about my not being able to share with him. Me not being able to see him take his only grandson fishing, or teach him how to do woodwork, or fix a car, which his father should have done, but oh well. You know, it's just me that creates the suffering. It's not what happened, that he passed away, that he's no longer suffering, he's no longer in pain. It's my perceived lack, the perceived hole in my heart, when in reality, when I think about him, he's standing right here, right next to my mom. They're with me all the time because of that heart connection. There's that fundamental heart connection to those we love, to our parents, and no matter how they treated you growing up, there's still that heart connection because they are who you came from. In the physical, reality is that we come from God. That's our true nature. And so I remind myself of that I'm never separated from my parents, even though they're not here in the physical anymore. They're always here with me. They live right here. And I'm never alone because I am one with God. God is always here too. Number 2, I was standing at the door and I looked across the street and there is a for sale sign on the nursery. I was shocked. And I can only imagine that they've been doing this for, 30 years or more? It's something that they are so passionate about. They have graced our community with such joy, with such beauty, allowing us to buy these beautiful, life-giving plants locally, not having to run to Fresno. And they have truly worked in their passion. And I think that is something that we should all strive to do. You know, we may have a job that makes us bored or unhappy, but if we can truly do something that we're passionate about, we can change the world, we can bless people that we may not even realize, and we're going to be happy. We're going to make a difference for ourselves. And so, hopefully you'll all go over there and do business with them before they sell. And let's also keep in mind that whoever buys this property and this business from them is every bit as passionate and joyful in running the nursery as Robin and Mark have been all these years. Thank you.